All right, the number 6 team that I have in my 2012 preseason rankings are the Houston Texans. Quite frankly, they deserve it. You look at where they were in 2010 and what they accomplished in 2011, they deserve to be top 10. They took their franchise, which was established in 2002, a franchise that has had nothing but terrible seasons, so close seasons, being the trendy pick to make the postseason by a lot of analysts, only to fail near the end of the season and completely miss it. Some 8-8 seasons, 9-7 season where they just missed, giving people glimmers of hope only to fail yet again. And then you look at what they did in 2010, where their pass defense was so terrible and so ridiculous that you would think that they were just, mired in obscurity for the next, 10, 15, 20 years. But something happened in 2011. Well, the lockout, obviously, but they went out and they picked up a man who I thought pretty much got screwed at Dallas, where that team laid down for him and got him fired, and then all of a sudden decided to play better for their interim now head coach. But I'll get to that team later. The Houston Texans picked up Wade Phillips and hired him on as their defensive coordinator. What did this man do with that defense that was ranked 30th in 2010? He only made it the number 2 defense last season. This is why I have them as high, because they took that defense from 30th to 2nd, won their division, not only won their division, made the postseason, not only made the postseason, but they won their very first playoff game in dramatic and really emphatic fashion against the other surprise team of 2011, the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, they have a lot to look forward to going into this season. But before I get into that, let's talk about their major significant loss of this season. Actually, 2 significant losses. The main one, obviously, is the loss of Mario Williams. Mario Williams went ahead and took his talents to Buffalo. Buffalo, playing the free agent lottery, struck it big, signed him to a huge deal, and he has that team excited about what he can bring. But this is the man that was drafted number 1 overall in 2006 for the Houston Texans, and was a very, very huge part of why the defense was able to do what it was able to do in 2011 until he hurt his pec. Then that defense surprisingly got better. So while it's a huge loss, I don't think they're going to miss a beat with him out, because they didn't miss a beat when he was out due to injury. They have a lot of talent on that side of the ball. When you look at guys like Brian Cushing, you look at guys like J.J. Watt and Brooks Reed who came on, and their main acquisition in the offseason during the lockout, Jonathan Joseph from Cincinnati, who helped turn that pass defense from a laughingstock to something to respect and quite possibly fear. So they have a lot of talent on that defense. So Wade Phillips will know what to do and how to make his moves with the pieces and the talent that he has there. I don't see them slipping that far. Their biggest concern, in my opinion, is the health of their offense. You look at it, when they're 100%, you look at Matt Schaub, you look at Arian Foster, you look at Andre Johnson, you look at Owen Daniels, you look at Ben Tate. That is a dangerous offense. But Matt Schaub and Andre Johnson have to stay healthy. Matt Schaub had a foot injury that kept him out, so they relied on now second-year QB T.J. Yates out of North Carolina, who helped them win the division and who helped them win a playoff game. They relied on him to carry that team. Andre Johnson goes down with a bad hamstring, and if you watched that game against Pittsburgh, you saw how much pain he was in. It was like watching a car blow a tire. But that run game is surprising. That run game came to be by accident. And I wouldn't really say accident. it didn't happen the way they expected it. Because you got to remember, they drafted Ben Tate first. They drafted Ben Tate to be the man to run that offense, to be the bell cow or the workhorse or whatever analogy you want to give as the star running back for the Houston Texans. But he hurt his knee, and out of nowhere, undrafted running back out of the University of Tennessee, Arian Foster, not only took his place, but took the rushing title in 2010. And fantasy owners leaped with joy that there was another running back that they could draft. I drafted him, and hey, paid dividends. But now they have Arian Foster, Ben Tate, two-headed monster. So you look at Carolina with D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart, two-headed monster. You look at what the Giants did during their Super Bowl runs and how they used 2 3-headed backs to wear down opposing defenses. Houston has that now. Houston has a top running back in Arian Foster. They have who the Houston Texans figured that they were going to get when they drafted Ben Tate. Now, it is all contingent upon Andre Johnson staying healthy, Matt Schaub staying healthy. They don't have Jacoby Jones anymore, but he was extreme hit or extreme miss. But that offense is very potent. That defense is very potent. If they could put that together, they just might be what a lot of NFL analysts and a lot of sports writers have as the representative of the AFC in this year's Super Bowl. The Houston Texans have that opportunity. They have that chance. They just have to have luck on their side. They have to have health on their side. Because if they can keep that offense healthy and that defense does what it's been doing, they will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. They have that chance. But health is a major factor. So, with that said, they are my number 16 for the 2012 NFL season. And I'll be back shortly with lucky number 7. So, till then, stay tuned.